Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daniel Saul Show, where your passion meets the truth. In today's episode, I'm going to be discussing football. Specifically, is Lamar Jackson a top 5 quarterback going into the next NFL season? But before this video continues and gets any further, let me quickly remind you to go down to the description, check out the links to my socials. Go follow them, and you'll see highlights and clips from the show if you miss any action here on YouTube. Let's get into it. The question is Lamar Jackson a top 5 quarterback going into the next NFL season? So obviously my answer is no, he's not. And Lamar Jackson is a spectacular, one of the greatest ever regular season players. He performs at one of the highest levels, if not the highest level in the regular season out of any quarterback right now. However, his playoff performances, his playoff record and everything. His performances, his interceptions, the lack of touchdowns thrown, his decision-making, everything. His performance sucks in the playoffs. It stinks. It's probably some of the worst playoff performances of all time. Now, that is the main reason why he's not in my top 5. But it gets deeper than that. Because like I just said, his playoff performance is horrible. And critics around the world, which I've said this in the last video, they compare him to Peyton Manning, which is a top 5, top 4 quarterback of all time. They compare him to Peyton Manning because they're basically regular season wonders. They play outstanding in the regular season, but they're not so great in the playoffs. Peyton Manning was a lot better than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Granted, he wasn't the best playoff performer, I'll tell you that. But Peyton Manning has the highest football IQ in the history of the sport. Okay, he's the smartest quarterback ever to play in the NFL. He's just the smartest player to ever play in the NFL. And Lamar Jackson is far from that. He's very far from that. I'm not talking about his IQ, in the world, in outside of the sport. I'm talking about his football IQ, his decision-making, his ability to do what he has to do under pressure. It's not good. It's nothing like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was a player coach. That's how smart he was. Lamar Jackson can't even coach himself. So that's another thing that you have to understand. And the reality of that, and what comes with him not being the best playoff performer, is his statistics. And we could go and look at that right now. So he is 2-4 in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson is. That's so far in his career. He might do better in the future. Nobody knows. But I'm just saying, as of right now, and up to this point, he sucks in the playoffs. He's 2-4 in the playoffs. He averages 1 touchdown per game and 1 interception per game. So 1-1. So which means you throw one and then you throw a pick and you throw a touchdown. That's not great odds. And he's got a 57.4% completion percentage in the playoffs, and he throws for 220 yards per game. Now, that's pretty good. That's the only stat out of all the ones I just read that is decent. He throws 220 yards per game, but he only gets 1 touchdown and throws a pick a game, and his completion percentage is horrible. It's horrible. A formidable and a great completion percentage, in a single game, not overall, but in a single game, is about 70 to 80%. That's what you call good, great, formidable completion percentage. Okay, 70 to 80%. Lamar Jackson's is 57.4 in the playoffs. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. There's nothing to get around that. He stinks in the playoffs. And like I just said, because of that, and the way he lost to the Chiefs last year, the Chiefs, that was the worst Chiefs team that Mahomes has ever played with. The worst team he has ever had to play for in the NFL. They had the worst, and they had the worst receiving core. They had the most drops in all of football, and they still win the Super Bowl. They still beat the Ravens, the best Ravens team Lamar Jackson's ever played for, the best team he's ever played for in the NFL. And they still lose to the worst team Mahomes has ever played for in the NFL, with the most drops in the NFL, with the worst receiving core in the NFL, with no good running back, pure Quarterback, tight end duo, that's all they got. Their defense stinks. Everything sucks besides the duo and the head coach. Everything else is horrible. If it wasn't for those three guys, the Chiefs would never even get there. And they lost to that team. The Ravens were favored to go and win the Super Bowl. It was supposed to be the Ravens and the 49ers, and one team gagged, the other one didn't. Even though the 49ers didn't win the Super Bowl, one team got there, and the other team couldn't. That's the difference. That is the difference. And you wonder why I'm always so critical of Lamar Jackson. Why you think I'm so critical with Joel Embiid? It's the same thing. I'm tired of hearing the same exact loop each damn year. Oh my God. MVP, Joel Embiid, MVP, Lamar Jackson. They're going to win the NBA championship. They're going to win the NFL Super Bowl. All this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And when they get there, they fold under pressure. When they win the MVP award, they fold under pressure in the playoffs, and they cannot perform, and they cannot get to where they're expected to be. And you expect me to go along with the flow and say how great Lamar Jackson is and all this extra stuff. No, I'm not a yes man. I'm going to tell you how it is. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Because like I say before each video, your passion meets the truth. Your passion is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. He's this, he's that, he's that. I love him. You know, all this extra stuff. He's the best quarterback in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. No, not even close. Not even close. Lamar Jackson, until you perform great in the playoffs, until you do what you're expected to do and better, I will not give you credit. It will not happen. Because I am tired of hearing it. I am tired of hearing analysts around the world, sports networks all around the world speak on how great you are, and you cannot perform in the greatest of moments. The moments in which you need to prove yourself. In the biggest of moments, you fold, you gag, and everyone else in the top 5 performs great under pressure and wins. You can't. And I guarantee you, the day you perform outstanding, extraordinary, somewhat good in the playoffs, I will give you the utmost credit. I will give you the most credit you could possibly get. I will give you so much credit. I will give you so much kudos to the point where you and all of your Yes Men fans will understand how truthful I'm being. I will tell you if you play good. But I will tell you if you play bad. I don't want to hear no damn excuse. I'm not here to give you an excuse. I'm not here to give you no biased opinion. I'm coming out with facts. I'm coming out with the truth. And the truth, ladies and gentlemen, is that this guy has been fooling you. The league, the analysts, the anchors, the critics have been fooling you. They have been telling you that this guy is an MVP. They're telling you that this guy is going to be going to the Super Bowl. All this stuff with the best team he's ever had. And you can't even beat the worst Chiefs team that Mahomes has ever played for. A team that can't catch a ball to save their life. You lose to that team and you're expecting me to say you're a top 5 quarterback? Get the hell out of here with those damn excuses and go fix your game, win some playoff games, and then come to me. Because I don't want to hear it anymore. It's over with. It's done. Come back to me next season when you prove something to me. And if I swear on my life, if I hear one thing about the Ravens being favored to win the Super Bowl mid-season, oh, trust me, you're going to get a good video out of me because you're going to see how freaking, you're going to see the anger. You're going to see the reality. You're going to see how truthful I'm going to be. And then whenever the playoffs come, and once Lamar Jackson and the Ravens completely fold and sell under pressure again, I'm going to come back here, I'm going to laugh in your face like I did last season, and I'm going to tell all of y'all loving Lamar Jackson fans how wrong you are and to stop saying this guy is all this when he is not. He is a top 10 quarterback, and he is great, but he is not elite, and he is not a top 5 quarterback, and he will not do good in the playoffs until he realizes what he needs to do better, because he obviously hasn't, because he hasn't done anything to prove anybody anything, and he hasn't done anything to fix his game because nothing has been fixed. It keeps happening. Each year it's the same exact result. Come back to me when you actually perform well in the playoffs. Better than 57.4% completion percentage. Get the hell out of here with that. Give me more than just one touchdown, and give me at least, 3 touchdowns, and then you could have one pick if you throw one because you make one mistake, which is not a bad thing to make a mistake. We're freaking human, right? We all make mistakes. But don't come to me and tell me that you're great in top 5 if you average a 1 touchdown and 1 pick per game. Get out of here with those excuses. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm out. Wait, hold up. Before this video ends, make sure you go like, turn on post notifications on as always, and comment. Let me know what you think about this video, and if you want to see more greatness and more amazing takes from me, Daniel Sauls, make sure you go subscribe to my channel. And go follow my other socials down in the description. Check them out. You'll see highlights and little clips from the show if you can't get all of the action from the 10 minutes or however long the video is. Make sure you go check that out, because I'll be back with more videos and more clips on the Daniel Sauls Show. Peace out, y'all.